Well, good morning. Welcome to season two, 90211. I'm Tiffany Rothman. I'm here with my wonderful and amazing co-host, Chris Sloan. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Tiffany. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Hello, George.
Hi guys.
Last Sunday was Mother's Day. Did you do anything special for your mom?
Well, my mother passed about 7 years ago, so I did think about her a lot.
Yeah.
We did kind of celebrate with my wife, and she's a mother of pets. We don't have children, but we have canines, felines, and tortoises. So we celebrated her being a mom of our many animals. So it was fun. How about
Yeah,
you?
that was wonderful. I had a wonderful Mother's Day. My daughter made breakfast in bed for me. And then she took me to the mall later in the day, but I wanted food only. So I asked her to buy me some, like, what we call it, frozen yogurt, a lot of it. I like that kind of stuff. From the yogurt lemon and a pizza.
So
So
did you enjoy it?
yeah, I had a terrific Mother's Day. And I
And
called
would you
my
say
mom.
it was one of your most memorable Mother's Days?
Yes, yes. And I called my mom, of course, more important, because she and my mom did not get my present. I sent her a candle and they put it in front of her mailbox. But the door, the outer door was closed to the building, and someone walked by and took it. Never received it.
Really? That's interesting. I think we're getting some feedback. I think George went off of his headset, and now we're hearing his speaker. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's like when we talk,
Yeah.
we have a delay
So
reaction.
George, if you could hear us, we could hear your speaker.
So
So George, we're hearing audio.
when we hear ourselves,
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind.
yes,
We hear you, but we were hearing ourselves. And not that I mind hearing myself, but it was like we were hearing the echo of each other and we were enjoying it. We were going with the flow. We were enjoying what we said twice.
we
But
only want
now
to
we're
listen.
not hearing it.
We
Okay.
only like to listen to our own voice. I don't like it. Oh, I like your mother. That's nice. So anyway, I booked tickets for us, for my daughter and I, to go to Vietnam the end of July to the beginning of August. This is like a bold move. First time in 49 years for me, because my daughter liked to know, she likes to know what kind of lifestyle I have or something. But I said, it's not there anymore. And what's it like being in Vietnam? Because she's just curious about her background. So we are going the end of July.
Well, I think it's important that she sees her heritage. So that's huge. Um, what are you thinking? Are you ready to go back there?
I think so. I think I'm mature enough to handle it after all these years. Because I remember when I left, it's like on April 28, 1975, and I left very easily, quickly, and in peace. And it was like around this time, 11:30 in the morning, when we were in the airplane already. It's a military airplane that was opened up in the back. And I sat in the airplane and I remember looking at the door, the back door of the military airplane. It was closing. And I was looking at the ground. I said, wow, I guess maybe this is the last time I see the land.
Yeah, there was no going back when that door was closing, right? You knew your life was going to change forever. What was going
Yes.
on in your mind back then? Like,
I,
what were you thinking?
I was really young. I mean, I just, I was glad I'm getting out because I didn't want to stay, during the war. And I didn't want to be with the new government at the time because of my father's position. And I guess I was really lucky because a couple hours later, they bombed the airport.
And you
later.
may not be here now if you didn't leave. You may not even be alive, right?
Well, maybe, maybe not. I don't think anyone died from. They just like shooting and they bombing the airport, and people didn't. Some people didn't leave until like way later, and
But
then
if
that's
you
just
were
how.
just a few minutes too late getting on the plane and taking off, you would have got bombed. If you were at the airport but a little later, you showed up a little too late and you didn't take off and the airport was getting bombed, you may not be alive now.
Yes. Well, I don't know anyone died or not, but they were shooting. They didn't really actually killing the people. But the most interesting part is my relatives, my father's sister in the family, they were in the airplane after us. I think. Yeah, yeah, that's and my his brother and his sister and the whole family. And they said that the airplane, you know how airplane they supposed to rise slowly and then they take off like this.
Yeah, yeah.
The airplane go up like this, went up right away.
Yeah, they knew they couldn't waste any time. They had to
No,
they
because
had to
they
get
start to bomb. I think they something's going on, and so they have to just leave right away.
So you're going to Vietnam. All right. So okay, you're leaving the country, you're going to the other side of the world. Um you're going to be traveling through things that are happening right now in the world. George, throw us something that's going on right now in the world that we can talk about because Tiffany's going to be traveling through news and updates as she heads to her destination. What is she going to be traveling through?
Not until the end of July, so we're just speculating.
Well, but there's always news. Even in July, there's going to be news. I don't know if George can hear me right now. Okay, there he goes.
No, no,
So,
George.
George, we're talking about Vietnam. She's going to Vietnam. Tiffany's going to Vietnam. Okay. But Tiffany's going to travel through areas of the world to get to Vietnam, and she's going to be traveling through news, turmoil, whatever.
Yeah.
Between here in California and Vietnam, George, give us some ideas of what's going on. Give us a topic, and we'll talk about it because Tiffany might be traveling through that topic very soon.
There is nothing for you to worry about.
I don't think he's listening to me. Sounds like my wife.
There is
Well,
not
I'll
there
give
is
you a
nothing to
topic.
worry about. Just
Um,
go with a guide. Do you
so
have a
George
guide?
brought up, the Ukraine a little earlier. Now, I don't think you're going to be traveling through there because when you're traveling to Vietnam, you're going to leave LA and head west, correct?
Yes, so I think we're going to stop in Taiwan before we go to Vietnam, and that's what happened when I left Vietnam. We stopped at Taiwan, Taichung, for 5 days at the airport, and we supposed to go from there to California. But after 2 days, Saigon was surrendered. Actually, it was by my late father. Was surrendered to the north. The south was surrendered to the north, and then we went to the island. We went to Guam for a while, for a few days, and in total like
So when
20.
you so your flight that you booked, you're leaving LAX,
Hmm.
and where do you go from there?
I think to Taiwan, somewhere in Taiwan. I'm
So
not
so
sure.
Taiwan and then Taiwan to Vietnam.
Yeah,
What city in Vietnam are you landing in?
Saigon. Now they call it Ho Chi Minh City, but I couldn't
Ho Chi
get
Minh City,
myself to
yeah.
call that. Going to Saigon, and I probably go to the beach in the middle of the week to take my daughter there, then go back to Saigon, and then come back here.
So what's going on right now in Taiwan?
I, I don't know. George, what do you think? I was never that well informed.
Okay, so I
I'm
guess
searching it
can
now.
you hear me
News in
now?
Taiwan.
Hmm?
Taiwan news.
Yeah.
Let's see what's breaking in Taiwan right now.
Are you guys can you
Let's
guys
see
hear me?
here.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you, George. Let's see what's going on in Taiwan. Taiwan wants to hire Indian workers.
Oh.
Taiwan wants to, well, there's a lot of people that outsource to the Indians. They outsource call centers, customer service. So maybe Taiwan is going to do the same thing. So a lot of companies will outsource to India. They call it offshoring because it's cheaper labor. If you want to hire a call center or a customer support center in the United States, We have laws here, minimum wage, benefits. It's very expensive. So maybe Taiwan is following how a lot of the major corporations are going, where they outsource service to Taiwan. I'm sorry, to India. What else? Taiwan quake led to traffic jam of Japanese air power. Okay. I don't know
Whatever
what
that
that
is.
means. Is it Senate passes $95 billion package sending aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan after months of delay. So Taiwan's going to get some money too.
For what? Are they
Maybe
fighting?
you'll be able to get some of that money when you're there. I mean, 95 billion, just say, "Hey, my name's Tiffany Rothman. Could I just get like a million out of that 95 billion? I mean, it's
Right. Can you
95
give me a
billion.
minute
What's a
or two?
million? My gosh. Who's going to miss that?" Here's another thing on Taiwan. Developing Taiwan's own Starlink, crucial for island wide emergency space agency says. So Starlink, is a corporation that was created by one of the richest men in the world, a man that owns Tesla and a lot of other businesses. I think we all know who he is. Elon Musk owns Starlink, but it looks like Taiwan is developing their own Starlink.
That's
Interesting.
interesting.
Yes. Yes. George, do you have anything you want to throw at us as far as Tiffany's traveling across the world very soon? What should Tiffany be worried about on her travel?
Is she traveling to a dangerous place?
No, I'm going to be in the city.
There is a guy on the internet, his name is Lex Friedman. He went and did a podcast from the jungle.
Oh, I don't think I'm
From the
qualified for this.
jungle.
So
I
that's
got an
pretty
idea.
scary. I wouldn't be able to.
I'll tell you what. Here's I got an idea. So why Tiffany, why don't we do a special edition filtered 90211 in the jungle called Naked and Afraid with Tiffany and Chris? And we'll all be naked. Now, trust me, if people see me naked, they're going to be afraid. I know that.
Oh, they're
But
definitely going to be afraid when they see me. No doubt about
I
that.
don't know. I think they'll get excited. I think they would get excited to see you, but they'll be afraid to see me naked. But we'll do our own. You know how we're gonna do our bathing shows, um, but we could be naked and afraid in the jungle doing a podcast, and we'll ask guests. We'll ask a guest to come to the jungle with us, risk their life in the nude, to be with Chris and Tiffany. What do you think?
Oh no, I think I'd rather be at my Chase Lounge. I want to be on my couch,
Well, we'll
like a
bring the
leisure
couch to the jungle. We'll
person.
bring the couch to the jungle. And then you could be like laying on your couch, like
Laying
this
on
with
my
your
couch.
legs up, naked in the jungle. I don't know if your husband would like that.
That's true. I guess we have to hide it from him. And
Unless we pay you a lot of money. Oh, I could survive naked forever. I walk around the house nude all the time. And my wife always yells at me. But the difference between my house and the jungle is there's a lot of things that can come out and bite you in the jungle in weird places of your body. But I would say I could last at least a week naked in the jungle. Absolutely. I mean, I may get bit up by stuff, but no, I could do a week naked. I just want my feet covered though. I'm really weird about my feet.
okay, he gonna bring
All
his
right.
food. He, bring
I
a
could
can
probably go 3 or 4 days without food.
and bring some junk food, some canned food.
Well, there's berries and vegetables in the jungle, right?
That
Um,
if you can find them.
if we get really desperate, we'll have to start eating dingleberries, but that's another story.
Iran, Israel.
Oh, it's so sad. I want them to solve it. Just I want peace. I don't like war. It's kind of obvious. It doesn't mean anything, and the war is like after the war, it's like Why are we fighting? What's the war for? That's usually what happens.
So, what are your thoughts, Tiffany, about China and India supporting Iran?
They can do whatever they want. China helped the northern Vietnam fight the South before 1975. So, I would not have any opinion on it. I don't like war. I think they should try to support peace, promote peace, and make sure all the civilians are safe.
So, growing up in the United States and growing up through all these wars internationally, in the United States, we're civilized here in a way that we like to have our life here. We like to have what we have: our jobs, our cars, our toys, our vacations, and as a country, we don't want to jeopardize that. And then when I think about other countries, they're not focused on things like that. That's why there's a lot of war in other countries is they're focused on things that I think if you continue to focus on it the way they do, they'll never stop fighting. And the problem is as long as they're fighting, they're never going to be able to build a foundation and a future because you're always tearing down the present. What are
Hmm.
your thoughts about that, Tiffany?
Yes, I agree with you. It's terrible. The fighting, it affects your psyche, your psychological. Just once you fight outside, you will be fighting inside. I mean, you bring the war from outside to your home, or vice versa, and then it's not good for relationships with children and for growing up and what you experience. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. Nothing worse in this world than fighting.
We're getting that feedback again because George left his post.
I know, right? There's nothing we can do
So
now.
now we're getting that. But I like that fancy camera behind George with that stick, that white stick with the green strobing light. Like is that like a laser pointer focusing on
Yeah, that's
George?
interesting. I mean,
Is he doing laser facials or something to make himself look younger? Like what is that? I got to ask him when he comes back on. George, what is that?
oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, that's good to know.
George, what's that laser stick that's coming out of your camera and pointing at
Yeah,
you? Is that like kryptonite or something? What is that? Right? Is that like laser surgery? Are you resurfacing your face? Because I could use some. I'm starting to get some wrinkles, and I'm interested in maybe what you're using. Because George looks pretty good for his age. He seems to never age.
he's very young.
Well, how old is George? I don't know. Is he young? Is he old? I don't know. I don't
Mid,
know what young is
I
anymore
think
because
he's
I'm
in his
old.
mid 40, the most.
Oh, he's a baby.
Yeah,
He's a spring chicken. Did
he
you ever use
is.
the word spring chicken in Vietnam?
Spring chicken. So I'm not sure I'm not sure
Spring
how to
chicken.
translate it.
When I was a kid, the big thing was we would read these magazines that we weren't supposed to read, and in the back of those magazines, you could buy a mail or order bride, and you can buy a homeless Korean woman or a homeless Vietnamese woman, but it was sexual though. Like you were buying them because they were homeless and they needed you, and you were going to be a sugar daddy, and they would give you a lot of sex. And it was like a big thing when we were like teenagers. Like, oh wow, can you imagine having a Korean woman or a Vietnamese woman? Like it would be phenomenal. Like, so let me ask you this, Tiffany, and this is a clean show. We're not going to go too deep, but how are Vietnamese women? All they're cracked up to be.
I'm not sure what's that mean. How are they crack up to be?
Well, I don't know, but like the when I grew up as an American teenage boy in the '80s in the U.S. of A., like you looked at a Korean woman or a Vietnamese woman or an Asian woman as sexy and exciting, and
Really?
they're the most beautiful women in the world, and to get one, you're like a king.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
First time I heard.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. When men used to go to war over the decades, and there was wars in Korea and Vietnam and in Europe, it was very common. Now I get it; they're away from home, but it's
Mhm.
very common that they would fall in love with women that are Asian, and because they're beautiful.
That's why there's a lot of American children over there, and then they would leave, and then they would leave their kids behind. And that's what was before they have DNA or anything, and some of them would go back and look for their kids. I think it must be in the '80s or something. So some of them they go back to and they look for their kids. And one soldier say, "I don't speak any Vietnamese. You don't speak any English, but you're my son."
Yeah, I know. I mean, there was a lot of that going on. I looked at it differently because I didn't grow up during the
Yeah,
age of
you were
Vietnam
young.
fighting in Korea. I wasn't even born for most of that, but just being again a teenage boy in the United States, the theory was is an Asian woman was beautiful and they know how to do massages and they would give you a great massage and they know how to cook. Now I know that sounds a little um, kind of like old school, like where you know a man wants a woman to be their servant. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that they were looked upon as very talented women in many ways, and that it
Yeah,
would be
cooking is great
phenomenal.
because they can open their own restaurants. I don't mean to cut
Yeah.
you off, but my one of my neighbor, she's no longer with us. My friend's mother, but when that happened, they got stuck back in Vietnam, and I know they were very, very well off, but they couldn't do anything because once the new government comes, I mean, all your money go out the window. You have to start from scratch, no matter how wealthy you are. And I think she's more or less like use her talent as a great cook, and she would sell food that way. So she this one she cooked really well. Excuse me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I just wanted to tell you that's how it was when I was growing up. Is that we would look at Asian women that way. On another note, Tiffany, um, you were on a huge film festival tour last year. You were in many award-winning films, and looking back at 2023, hard to believe we're almost halfway through 2024. But 2023,
This,
season one, we talked
yeah.
about some of your films and your travels with festivals. What was the most memorable of the festivals for you last year?
Oh, it's hard to tell because I like them all, but don't forget we have a strike. So last year when we talk about certain film that I might might have done in the past, and a couple of things that I have done with the young filmmakers, and then we have a big strike, and that was pretty tough. And I got to go to the film festival. I just it was interesting. I think that my favorite one was recently with the fragile flowers. It's loosely based on a Vietnamese American singer, and she died like I don't know how long ago, like 20 years ago or something, over 20 years ago. And one of her colleague, she's a singer actress type also. She wrote a script, and they chip in and they create a film, and it called Fragile Flowers, and it went all over the places. And I went to the festival, and it was very nice. It's how difficult it is to when you write about a real life person and you keep it within the boundary. Like a lot of respect and love have to go into it, and that was the film's all about. And they did a good job. It's loosely based on someone with a lot of respect from her colleague and a lot of love from her colleague, and it was quite sensational. It went to Cannes, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of projects that hit the festival circuit last year. I know you mentioned the strike. Um, the strike affected a lot of people, but life still went on.
Yeah,
Um,
and
because
also
projects that were already produced, depending on the project, some of them were still in the festival circuit.
my one of my film, The Accidental Getaway Driver, it showed up on Viet Film Festival, and so Dawn of Skate. Matter of fact, Dawn of Skate is showing in San Francisco today at noon. So
Oh,
when
really?
yeah, when I went, I saw Accidental Getaway Driver, and that was really nice. The second time I saw it, the first time was in a Sundance Festival. It was in Utah.
Sundance.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it went to
phenomenal.
Sundance
Sundance
on
is
2000, early 2023. And the second time I saw it was in October at Viet Film Festival. It won Best Feature. Last time at Sundance, it won Best Dramatic Directing, and this one won Best Feature. And I heard that they want to go into the regular theater, and hopefully soon. I'll let you know because it's a very sensational film, and I'm toward the end of it.
so. Let me ask you this: how are you getting all these roles in these great projects? Because when you have a project that goes to these larger film festivals, like Sundance is like the holy grail, okay, in the United States. And you're getting cast in all these projects that are going high up in these festivals. So you're dealing with talented writers, directors, actors, actresses, crew. You know, um, I look back and that's pretty incredible. Like you're getting selected to be in these projects, which says a lot about you and your skill. But how are you doing it? How do you get these roles?
Well, Accidental Getaway Driver, the audition was very gruesome. I had to read for two roles in two different languages, so it's like four audition four times altogether. And the call back is like 5 or 6 months, 6 or 7 months afterward because they couldn't get the funding until then. And I had to do the same thing over again, but the second time was on Zoom. The first time was on camera, and you know what I mean, on video. And I guess because they want someone that will not give them a hard time. Usually, doing the film is a lot easier than the audition. And I think that they want to know that somebody who have experience enough not to give them a hard time on set. You know what I mean? And
You,
I think that's really matter.
you brought something up that's pretty interesting for people that are not actors and actresses. Is that for people that don't act, if they get a job, they go through an interview. Okay, when you're an actor or actress, your interview is a audition, and
Hmm.
people don't really know the behind the scenes because if they're not in the industry, they just see the finished product, but they don't realize that sometimes the audition process is difficult, grueling. It could be scary. It's rough, and like you said, it's like it could be grueling, and it's a whole different process. When you get the part and you begin the project, that's a whole other job. So the audition is one job that you have to do, and the actual project, the film, once you get the part, is completely different. And a lot of people don't realize that if they're not in the industry, of the two differences. And like you just said it, that the project itself, filming, was a lot easier than the audition.
Yes.
And that's interesting because I've experienced that myself.
Yeah. You have to wait around a lot. And then, you get there, you have to wait around, you have to do makeup and try on clothing, dealing with people eating and then
I want to know how do you audition for a pornographic movie? Like if it's porn, how do you audition for porn?
well, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of talent. And so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I always wondered, like, okay, like, do you just walk into the room and they're like, okay, take your clothes off, and then act like you're the milkman or the mailman and just do some improv? Because I don't think they have. Some of them probably have scripts if they're features, but I'm sure if you don't follow the script to a T in a porn movie, that they're not gonna cut because you didn't say a certain word. Like they're just gonna keep rolling, right? So like maybe the audition could be something like, "All right, Tiffany, thanks for coming in to read for this part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have you sit on a couch, and you're gonna hear the door knock, and it's gonna be the Uber Eats driver coming in, and he's going to say that, you know what, you owe me, X amount of money. Well, think about it though. If it was Uber, you'd pay already, right? So I'm just trying to think of a concept. Let's just say you do the old fashioned order over the phone for a
Yeah.
delivery, and then they get
Yep.
there. Oh, you don't have enough money for the pizza. And then they're going the delivery person's going to say, well, I can't give you the pizza if you don't have the money. And then you're going to be like, well, I have something else I could give you. So, as the director, the producer, I'd be like, okay, Tiffany, you're going to be sitting at home. The pizza boy's coming. You don't have the money. And he's going to say, well, no money, no pizza. And then you go into, so let's see what you got, Tiffany. And then that's where you would kind of read for that part. I'm just, I don't know. I've never auditioned for one.
Me either. But let me tell you one thing. This is really interesting. Many, many, many years ago, when we were at the beach in the summer, and someone was saying that the milkman. Remember how they used to have milkman decades ago? Knocked into this woman door, and then she answered the door in a lingerie, very beautiful, sexy lingerie. She lured him into the bedroom, and they did everything. And at the end, she gave him $2. So the milkman, being a guy, you're a guy, so this is typical.
Yeah,
He
we
said,
would do
"I
it for
understand."
free.
Yeah, he said, like, I understand about the laundry, and I definitely understand about what happened in the bedroom. But what's it about the $2? She said, "Oh, I asked that my husband, what should we give the milkman for Christmas?" And he said, "F him, give him $2."
I love it. I
So
love
that,
it. It
that
brings
would be
back
a great porn
memories.
movie.
It would be. It would be, called the milkman or I don't know, But yeah, I remember as a kid having a milkman. And the joke was is with our friends was, "Oh, you're the milkman's son or daughter. Your
Yeah,
father's
yeah,
the
yeah,
milkman."
yeah. But you know what?
And
When I was still working as a school psychologist, but this is before I had my kid, my my one of my colleagues, she's a special ed teacher, but we were in the office, and one time I saw her hung up the phone, she started kind of giggle, and I say, "What's up?" And she said something kind of not so great happened, but she's laughing. And I said, "Well, why are you laughing?" She said that I worked really hard to get my elderly mother Meal on Will, and her mother lived on an upstairs apartment rented from the lady from downstairs, right? You
okay.
got me?
Yeah, I got you.
So what happened during lunchtime? She kept telling them the people that deliver the meals are elderly people. And it's a volunteer positions. So they don't get paid. They just volunteer. They're like in their 70s and 80s. So what happened was she kept telling them that don't go downstairs, don't go to the front door, go in the back. My mother's in the back. But being old, sometimes you forget. So one day, an older man came and he was knocking the door. He was carrying the food. The woman downstairs, she's like in her 40 at the time, and she just got divorced and she was expecting her boyfriend. She's a housewife, the divorced housewife, you can call that. She opened the door in total nudity. The deliver old man dropped the food and ran to the car and drove back and called her up, said that we are not going to deliver food to your mother anymore.
How old was the mother?
I think the mother was her mother was probably in her late 60, early 70, but she wasn't well.
Did she look good for her age?
No, 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 you're talking about the housewife. See, the mother was upstairs. She,
Yeah,
she
but
was.
how old was the mother?
I don't know her mother. I don't know, but the landlord, the landlady downstairs, she's supposedly to be attractive. I mean, she must have a lot of confidence because she entered. No, the guy said knocked at her door, and she answered the door in total nudity.
The landlady answered
The
the door
landlady,
nude.
yeah.
Well, if I had a landlady and she looked half decent and she would answer the door nude, I would probably knock on her door a lot. I don't know. I probably would. Just, hey, Tiffany, just wanted to say hi. you know?
But
Um,
you are not like 70 or 80 years old. You know what I mean?
well, but if you
The
look
guy
good,
dropped
I mean,
his
it doesn't
food
matter.
and ran.
I mean, I don't discriminate based on age. I don't care how old you are. If you're naked and you look good, you look good. Uh, I think we're going to take a commercial break.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
All right? Okay. Commercial break.
Commercial break.
Got that, George?
This show
But
is
that's a
brought.
true story, Chris. That's a true story about my
I
college.
believe it. I believe it.
Oh, here you go.
I would love to,
This show is
you know,
brought to you
Being
see
by.
delivered, right?
Okay, guys, if you let me read the commercial, then uh, hold on for a second, because I'm still learning. This show is brought to you by Selena Hospitality. This is just for today. This is a penny stock. This is not something for a long-term investment that you would hold in your portfolio. This is a pump and dump promoted by Roaring Kitty, the guy who does now the GameStop. Did you guys see the GameStop, everything that's going on MSNBC?
I've been hearing
No.
about it.
Oh, you've been talking about it. So the same guys that they do GameStop, Tiffany Rothman, she's loading up right now her phone, and she's gonna get some Selena Hospitality. Ticker symbol SLNA.
Okay, let's see. F FNNA
SLNA.
SMNA. Oh, SL. Okay. Okay, so you're talking about, oh, this is where. Hold on. SLNA. Are you talking about the stock? Oh, it seemed like it's going down, right? I don't know about last week, but it's going down like 18.22% today.
And what if you change on a weekly?
Um, I don't know how to look at that. I'm not very, sophisticated when it comes to stock or investment.
It was 5 cents last week.
It was 5 cents last week.
Yeah, and now it's how much? 10 cents.
Point zero 0.024 minus point zero 0.024.
SLNA, Selena Hospitality.
Yeah,
How much?
well, compare it. Um, Dow Jones going up.
It's not.
It's
It's 9 cents right now. What are you talking about?
why it says going down to 18.22. It says going down today.
Because it went up a lot.
I see. Oh, okay. The value of the Selena Hospitality PLC shares will rise by 0.55% and reach 0.120778 per share by May 22nd. Chris, you know anything about this?
Well, I've done my share of day trading. I'm looking at the stock now. It's pretty interesting. You know, commercial
Oh,
version
okay.
day trade.
Let's
So,
see.
all right, Tiffany. So we're talking stocks here. So first of all, the Dow Jones hit 40,000 at the end of last week for the first time in history. Never thought. I don't know if I ever thought I'd be alive to see it hit 40. I remember in college, one of my professors was saying, "Oh, I would love someday for it to be alive to see it hit 30." Well, it hit 30 within the last few years, and now it's at 40 already. Uh, I was talking to somebody yesterday, a bit of an analyst, and their thought is we're at the tip of the bubble and it could burst soon. That
Mhm.
said, there are a lot of stocks now that are up, some are down. We talked about SLNA, Selena Hospitality, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Do you trade, Tiffany?
No, that's why I work for the government so I can collect the pensions. I don't want to think about money.
I like pensions too. I'm not opposed to a pension check if somebody wants to give me one. And that's interesting because I was talking to one of my neighbors yesterday. He's a retired Teamster truck driver, and he retired when he was like 47, 48 years old.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, wow, must be nice." He's like, "Well," he goes, "it was a good union, the Teamsters, right?" He
Mhm.
goes, "I worked hard, paid into it. Teamsters, you could retire. I think he said at 20 or 25. I think he ended up putting. I think we could hear you, George. We heard you loud and clear.
but no one else can.
uh,
Well, that's great that
uh,
they do that because the thing is like I think that some job like a police officer and other firemen and other job I can't think of on top of my head right now, but you can retire after like 20 years, like military. But see, with my job, you have to be 55 and have at least 25 years.
well, my point is that retiring now in the United States is much different. There's not many jobs around as there used to be where you can retire with a full pension. Okay, those jobs are far and few between. You either got to be in a union now, or you've got to be with a corporation that offers pensions. Which usually it's not a pension anymore. It's maybe stock options, 401k, equity sharing. But the point is when my neighbor told me that he's been retired for 20 years and he's not that old, and it's a change of the times. I mean, it's been changing over the last couple decades, but
Well, he doesn't
anyway, I would love a pension. If you have one, I'll take it.
he doesn't have all the job.
No, he just hangs out. He walks his dog. Well, he told me his dog passed away, but he walks around and exercises, hangs out with
He
his
has
wife.
kids.
Yeah, they're older though. They've grown and they're out of the house. Yeah, but
Mm.
all right, let's talk stocks. And we're about 15 minutes away from the end of our show. So, um, stocks. So Dow Jones hits 40,000. Um, there's a lot of turmoil with some. Some stocks are up, some are down. George was talking about a stock which we would consider it a penny stock because it's in the sense. Okay, penny stocks you can get some big gains, but they're risky. Tell me, have you invested, you or your husband, in stocks?
I don't think so because when I work for the city, they have the kind of saving that they invest for us. So, I might have invested before, but somebody's doing it for me. And the only thing that I know how to invest is like I'm really not very sophisticated in the past, or maybe like real estate, but little here and there. But that's about it.
Gotcha. I have a
I
friend
try,
that's in
I
real
try
estate.
to learn about investment. Don't get me wrong. I try to be very practical and try to learn about investment. But every time I listen to one of those tapes, I fell asleep before it was over.
Did
I
you?
literally fell asleep.
Well, the content is boring. The
Mhm.
context of making money is exciting. So, sometimes you got to go through those boring, pitches to figure out what you can learn to make a lot of money. I remember growing up where you had to go through a broker. There was no email, there was no electronics then. You couldn't do it online with E-Trade. You couldn't do it that way. You had to go to a broker down the street, pay him a lot of money, pay him a commission for him to do your trades. Now you could just do it on your phone. What's
Oh,
interesting
Chris,
is
I'm yawning. I'm falling asleep already when we talk about
I
money and
mean,
stock. Yes,
you have Wall Street at your fingertips now this day and age, and
I
you can
know,
do your
I know. It's
trades.
just somehow it make me fall asleep. I mean, I don't know why. But when you talk about money and investment, I want to fall asleep.
You get you get tired. Okay, I get
Yeah,
it. I get it.
gee, maybe that's a good idea.
Um,
Maybe I should listen to that before I go to sleep. So that could really put me to sleep.
whatever happened to Sharby? Remember George was talking about Sharby last year.
I don't know. I don't know
Where
whatever
is
happened.
George anyway? He's been moving around. I don't know where he's at. There's an old saying that a DJ would put on a long song back in the day when they had to go to the bathroom. They would put one of those 8-minute songs on, So I don't know. Maybe he's in the restroom. Hard to say. He wanted us to talk about stocks. I could talk about stocks all day, though. I get excited from stocks, Tiffany. I must admit. What
Really?
excites you, though? Tell me what excites you.
Oh wow. Lately, nothing anymore.
Nothing excites you
Nothing
anymore?
anymore lately. I mean, I must be getting old or something, but I guess I still want to watch this TV a lot. Oh, actually, the TV excited me. I like the new show called Elsbeth. Oh, that's really excited me. I mean, I find Carrie Preston, that actress, is very mesmerizing. It's like she knows how to pull the audience into her shows. I mean, literally pull it. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't seen it yet, no,
Yeah,
but
you
it
should.
sounds exciting.
Right, you can stream it on Hulu. They have season one now, but that's really really phenomenal. I really like it.
I think
Else
George is back.
and Hacks too.
George, what's that?
Another show called Hacks. She's a comedian. She's well into her 60, and she's a comedian, and she's beautiful, and now that's fun. And last Friday, she was out on a golf course, and she have a tryst with a married man, and then she got really angry the
Ah,
next day.
sounds
I said,
exciting.
"Whoa, this is really something."
With streaming shows now, it's no holds barred. It's not like old network television where it's all censored. Now they can do whatever they want. I was going to ask you, what's going on with
Yeah, we
Sharby?
can do shopping at any time.
I have right
Tell me
now
about Sharby.
the wallet for Sharby. It is right now on the screen. $10,700, and I cannot get them out because there is not enough liquidity for the pair. So the money tripled, but I cannot get them out.
So are they being held ransom or are they just saying, George, just wait a few more days and we'll get you your money? What's going on with that?
When somebody invests in shitty coins, it's called shit coins for a reason because it's not like Bitcoin. It's like a copy of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the original coin, and there can be only 21 million Bitcoin in existence in the life of humanity.
Tiffany, do you realize that 21 million in existence in the universe? And if you are an owner of one of those, how much money they're worth?
Well, that's
What
great. I'm very happy for rich people.
Tiffany just wants to know, George, where could I go spend this money? Where could I go
Yes,
shopping with this money? That's all
that's
she
more
wants to
like
know.
it.
In
She
20 in 2021, I had in my name only $9,000, all my money, and I bought one Bitcoin. In 2021, same time this year, right now, we are live. I had one Bitcoin in my wallet on Cash App. It was $9,000. Now it's 2024. I don't have it. I sold it after 3 days with $100 loss because I was afraid to keep that Bitcoin. And now Bitcoin is $70,000. And I should have just keep that Bitcoin and relax, go in a vacation, go not learn about stocks and these things that they put Tiffany to sleep.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just relax. All you had to do is just keep the Bitcoin. So Tiffany, if you buy one Bitcoin today for 70,000 and in 2029 you're gonna have $1.5 million.
That's
And
very nice.
so the word on the street is that Bitcoin is gonna go to $1.5 million and then drop back to 150,000 to get people scared again.
What do you think about that, Tiffany?
Mm.
I'm
Pretty
I,
much.
I'm pretty excited about that myself. I've owned some stocks early on. I owned Facebook when it with its initial public offering. George is
That's
telling me to
great.
keep on going. I
Yeah,
did. I owned it. I sold it a long time ago, but I owned it. I made some money on it. I was a little like George. I was unsure. I didn't want to hold on to it too long, um, because you just don't know. And it was before Facebook was really making any money. Um, So yeah, and I've followed Bitcoin. I've followed other stocks. You know, the big stock that I got in, Tiffany, over 20 years ago. I thought it was going to be my retirement. I thought I was going to retire when I was about 40 years old, and that is Sirius XM. Have you heard of Sirius XM?
No.
Satellite radio, Sirius
Oh, yes,
XM.
yes.
So back in the early 2000s, there's this new product, satellite radio, and it sounded great. No commercials, high definition. Get it wherever you go, and you're thinking this is awesome because you know your radio, your radio was great, or you had a DVD player, but you were limited. And I'm thinking this is going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. So I bought a lot of shares of Sirius XM, and then guess what they did? They signed Howard Stern to a contract. Bingo, bingo. They also got contracts for NASCAR. NASCAR was the fastest growing sport. Bingo. And I'm thinking I'm going to be rich. But a year or so later, guess what came out? Guess.
What? I don't know.
The the Apple iPod came out, which
Oh,
changed the world. And people didn't need satellite radio because with an Apple iPod, I could have a little device like this to hold 1,000 songs. Well, back then maybe a couple hundred, the songs that I want, and play it the way I want it. So Sirius XM stock never really skyrocketed like I thought. I made money on it, but I was highly vested in it because I thought it would be a game changer. It just didn't develop the way it could have. So
that's
anyway,
me.
Tiffany, I don't want to bore you anymore. It's been a phenomenal Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna go out and enjoy the weather. What do you got planned today?
Well, you know what? You talk about stock investment. You make me kind of tired. I think I'm gonna go take a nap.
That's okay. I would say go outside under a tree and listen to the birds chirping, listen to nature, listen to the ecosystem, maybe a couple sirens here and there, and just relax. That's what I would do if you're tired.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
lay
I'm
down.
gonna go. I'm gonna go do some relaxation outside, and then I am gonna maybe go for a bike ride and relax the rest of the day. So, Tiffany Rothman, it's been a pleasure as always
Thank
being
you.
with you. George, our producer, thank you so much for the stock information. Well, they're gonna have to wait till next week. We'll
Yes,
see you
next week.
next week.
We'll see you next week. Thank you. No, I can't keep my eyes open.
But Tiffany, can you buy? Do you have Robinhood app?
Excuse me?
Do you have the Robinhood app? The
What is that again?
Robinhood.
Oh, Robinhood app. Do I have that?
Mm.
Well, yeah, well, I know about the Robinhood. Yes, what about it?
Well, just install it for next week episode. So you are knowledgeable about investment when Chris is gonna talk about a little bit about stocks and the
Oh
month.
my goodness, George, I'll fall asleep. Investment.
Tiffany, everything in this world it's about money.
I know. But see, when I work for the city, they invested for me. They invest my pensions.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna learn some individual investing
Oh
with
boy,
Chris
okay.
Sloan.
Okay.
So your job is to install Robinhood app.
I have it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
So just buy $10 worth of SLNA, so we can talk about it next week. What
Okay.
happened?
I think
Because
I bought
tomorrow,
something
tom-
monthly. My friend told me to buy something in monthly, and I did.
let's just buy some SLNA right now, so we can talk about it next week. See what happened. We are now live, and we're gonna be live again next week, and we're gonna talk about Tiffany's individual investment.
Okay.
I will
Um,
definitely do a little investing, George, in this. We'll play along.
Would you buy also $10? Yeah, exactly. Do you have Robinhood app?
SLNA, yeah.
You have Robinhood
Well,
app?
I don't use Robinhood. I use E-Trade.
Okay, can you buy $10 now? Don't worry, I'll give you $10 later. This is just for the show.
So you want me to buy SLNA now
Mhm.
after hours trading?
Yeah, after hours now is 9 cents, and tomorrow is supposed to go to $1. So if it goes to $1, then you're gonna have $100. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen.
All
So
right, hold on. Let me log in quick. Hold on.
this is financial advice that I'm giving you right now. So
Okay.
I'm waiting for the lawsuit. So did you buy Tiffany $10?
No, but I will because I'm not sure how to buy it.
Let me, that's why let's do the test right now. This is very important for next week.
Robinhood update. Update.
We have Tiffany Rothman from Filter 90211. Right now, she's loading up her Robinhood app, and she will be purchasing how many stocks? If it's 9 cents a piece, Tiff?
I don't know. It's opening right now. I mean,
Oh,
stock and
don't worry,
crypto.
we have time. We are live, and we can do it. We're gonna do it live right now, so everybody can see that this is not because I was promoting SLNA all this weekend. Because what happened, I I um I didn't pull out the profits, and now we have to make this run because he's in the same gang with Mr. Zach Morris on Twitter. I don't know if you guys follow Zach Morris on Twitter, Mr. Zach Morris, Chris?
I know who he is. I know who he is.
Yeah, he was in Saved by the Bell,
Yeah.
TV show.
So
Just
George, yeah, I'm showing at 9 cents here. Let's see if it's going to let me buy it.
I think it's gonna let you, because right now it's a very high demand, but probably it's gonna buy it for the best price
So you
Monday.
think it's going to go from 9 cents to it could go to $1, which is a 10-time profit, 10-time return is what we're looking at, right?
That's my hope for tomorrow, man. Because I have 20,000 shares right here at the station at the XTV. We bought here with the same. We did it individual investors. We're just following the trends that what's happening online right now with Roaring Kitty, with Andrew Tate, with Mr. Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, the actor. Now this actor, he got into trading, so he's trading stocks and he's doing pumps and dumps. What that means, everybody jumps on one stock that is heavily shorted, and then they extract the money from the hedge funds that they bet the stock is gonna go down. Do you follow?
Yes.
Tiffany, I don't think you followed.
No, but you know what? I have $100 101.50 cent investing in it already, but I
In
didn't even realize it.
SLNA, Selena Hospitality?
No, no, no. Robinhood.
Oh no, that's different. Just go to SLNA
For what?
to buy $10 for the show.
Oh, so I have to put it down for like an app? Okay. Do I need an app?
They made it so easy. That's the magic of this Robinhood app. Anybody who's using Robinhood, even Tiffany, she can do it. And she doesn't need to know much.
Oh, want to know much. At the home screen. Okay, finance.
Just go to the search bar where it says search
Uh-huh.
and type SLNA.
Yeah, stop. SLNA stop, right?
Now select it.
Yes, right here, like this, right?
Okay, let me see that.
Okay, George, I placed
Yeah, but that's not that you have to
my
go
buy
into
order.
Robinhood app. You are now on Yahoo Finance or somewhere on Google.
Oh yeah, I told you I have Robinhood app.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry,
George,
Chris.
so I placed my order. I went up a little higher. I did a 1,000 shares, but it won't place the order until the market opens. It won't let me do after hours trading on this one. So
Is the
first thing in
same
the morning.
here. Okay, brother.
No,
Uh,
wait, George, I don't know what to do because I told you I invest the money. I have $100, 101.50 cents.
so show me
I
Robinhood
invested a
app.
thousand.
Yeah,
I got a
no,
thousand
this is what
shares.
I have on Robinhood.
Let me see. Okay, perfect. Now go to search. You see, press the search bar.
Where?
Up, top.
Okay.
Type SLNA.
SLNA. Celine Hospitality.
That's
Okay.
it. Now click buy.
They don't have it.
It's at the bottom.
Oh,
Is
yeah, they do. Buy.
put there $10
Yes, yeah. Okay.
and slide.
I did $100, Tiffany.
I did 10.
I'm upping the stakes here. I see your
Oh,
10 and
limit
I raise
almost a
you.
hundred bucks. Yeah. Hold on.
Tiffany, I
Hold
see
on.
your 10 and I raise you.
Buy. And I have to buy $100. $100. I'm confused now. See, okay, this is what I got.
All right. So buy and press green button there. Put
Yeah, I pressed buy. So this is what I got after I pressed buy.
how much? Put there how much you want to buy at the top.
Well, they said like $100 available limited order, so I have to buy $100.
I don't know.
Chris, did you have to buy $100?
No, I was able to buy less than that. I just chose to buy more. Sometimes, depending on your brokerage that you're using, you may have to do what's called um, a
Let me buy
market
10.
trade type, a limited purchase, and you have to have a stop number depending on who you use because it's a penny stock.
Okay, continue on your journey.
So I
Complete
could
your
purchase
investor.
whatever I wanted. I just needed to make it a market type purchase.
Yeah, I put down the $10, but somehow how much experience
So
do you
put 100. What's the difference? So put 100 and see tomorrow you sell it. Tomorrow
well,
when it goes up, you sell it.
I think I put 10 and then I don't know how much experience do you have invested? None. What the main idea in the result potential. Let's grow when you can do
Chris,
when you
they are just interrogating her about because in order to buy stocks on Robinhood, you have to do something called KYC. That's a verification. They take a picture of your face and your mug and everything, so you are registered with authorities and the IRS and everybody else. So
so when they put down number of share, you buy 100 share, right, Chris?
So I bought 1,000 shares for nine.
I
For it was a little. I spent a little under $100 because it was 9 cents a share. I bought a
okay,
thousand
so
shares for like $90.
I
I
guess
got a
I can do
thousand
the
shares.
same for $91.40.
There you go.
I
Let's get
see.
rich.
Yay!
that's it. You bought it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing.
That's
No,
okay.
I can't seem to
You
buy
know
it.
how to spend money.
It,
As
sh-
soon as you get the profits, you can go shopping.
it
Okay, go.
should hold it. Buy. So type there 100.
Mm-hmm. Review, make. Okay, then they say make deposit.
Yeah, of course. Without you gotta deposit money from your bank.
Yeah, they say 100. Yep.
Hmm.
Review, transfer.
This is a benefit to humanity that you guys, both of you, are doing right now. You are teaching people individual investing. Anybody can do it from your Robinhood app. You just go and
It's
yes,
$95, Chris.
yeah,
It's
that's
like it went up
Yeah, that.
$95.90, right?
Well, there's going to be a probably a trading fee that you get, right? A brokerage trading fee. So you
Yeah,
have
it said not
your
enough
cost.
share. Enter at least 0.001. I don't get it. I don't
So
know what.
depending on your brokerage and the type of stock, there's maybe at times a minimum you need to purchase, and then there's a trading fee, right?
Can you type buy $80? Try to buy 80.
No, no, it's just like it keep going back. It's just, I'm confused. It's keep going back.
This I don't. This is a guy named Vlad. He runs this operation, Robinhood. He's the
Is it
CEO.
is it Vlad the Impaler?
Vlad the Russian
I hope not. Vlad the Russian. Okay, different because
is
Vlad the Impaler, very different person than Vlad the Russian.
different. No, this guy, he was born here in America, and his parents were dealing on Wall Street. So he grew up from little boy knowing about stocks and knowing about what's going on. And then when the internet with the apps and all this bullshit came on, he was able to connect through his mother and his father and his friends on Wall Street with the app, directly to the brokerages and be able to buy and sell for the masses you know. So what Tiffany is doing right now, this guy invented it. This guy Vlad the Russian invented it, this app Robinhood. So we can
I'm
be
I'm not able to do it.
what does he say? What's the error?
I don't know. They say go to Chase and do. When I go to Chase, when I go to the bank, I don't know what to do. Go to
Oh,
Chase.
you have to open your Chase Bank app and approve the transaction. That's what it is.
I did, but I don't know where to approve your deposit. Check your
Must be
personal
a way.
from Chase.
The money cannot be stuck. At least that freedom we should have. Is that right, Chris?
Your
To be
Robinhood
able
app.
to move your money?
Okay.
Absolutely,
Tell us a little bit about
absolutely.
that.
I got to I got to leave, George.
Oh, you
Let's
gotta go.
talk about it on the next episode about moving your money and the right to do it, and also the right to bear arms.
Oh my God, you wanted to go there?
Yes. All right, I got to leave, everybody.
Hold on one
Thank
second,
you for
because
spending
Tiffany
your
didn't
time.
finish the transaction. Let's give her a chance because we don't want to leave her behind with the
It
investment.
said could be processed.
I guess it's lesson number one. Chris, thank you so much for purchasing these shares. Listen, this is a penny stock that it was 5 cents for months and months, didn't move.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can
Okay.
lose. You
Okay.
can
You know what? I changed. I got scammed, so I changed my number.
uh So
Now
you
I have.
you can lose all your this stock can get delisted anytime. This is a piece of shit company, but why is supposed to go up? Because these guys, Roaring Kitty, the guy with the GameStop and AMC. Did you see how AMC and GameStop moved in the past couple of days since May 15?
I have.
Yeah. So they moved hundreds of percent up and then they dropped. And now because Friday, all the people took their gains because these are a bunch of degenerates, and they went to take the girlfriends to dinner. You understand, over the weekend. And now Monday, they're gonna come back in force. This ape army, the ones that they are being led by um, Zach Morris and Roaring Kitty. Do you know who Roaring Kitty is?
No.
The samurai is the
From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, he's from Dumb Money. With it's a movie. They made it in Hollywood about GameStop.
Oh yes, now I recall that. Yes, I do
Yeah,
recall that.
that's him. He popped up on Twitter again, and now he's on X promoting GameStop. I mean, you can buy some GameStop too, but that is so dangerous because GameStop is not a good company. Nobody's gonna go and buy games at a store. Do you agree with me?
It's definitely a losing, diminishing service.
It is a piece of shit. So any smart investor would say yes, GameStop is gonna go down and we're gonna short it. Shorting, do you know what that means? Shorting a stock?
Yep. So
Okay,
when you first you're betting it's going to go down, and then you actually um, when you're actually buying it, it's a bit different. So when you're shorting it, you're thinking, okay, I want this stock to go down. So you when you buy it, you go sell short, and then how many shares, and then when you sell it, you do buy to cover, and you get the difference if it goes down from when
right.
you bought it.
So if a bunch of idiots on the internet,
Oh,
they
I think I did.
okay,
Yeah, I
Tiffany,
think I was able to. Yeah.
you're able. Okay, that's very good. So when a bunch of people on the internet, Chris, they decide to jump on a stock that is heavily shorted, the company that is shorting that stock has to buy the stock back to cover the contract by that date. So when they start buying the stock back because it's artificially pumped by these monkeys on the internet, the stock is gonna keep going up. So that is the only reason that these stocks are going up hundreds of percent because it's a scam. The stock market is a scam, Chris. You understand that?
Well, it's definitely gambling. I look at the stock market as if going to Vegas. It's a gamble. And let's face it, Vegas, the odds are against you. That's how they make money, right?
Hmm.
Okay, but what if you have a company on the market, Chris Sloan Incorporated, and a gang of people they are jumping on your company and start buying your stock, but your company is not worth it, but they are keep buying it, and your company becomes so expensive you have access to so much money. That's a scam.
That is a scam.
You know what? I think I'm going to call my bank and ask them.
Yes, that is because you see, it's not that easy for some people. You see that, Chris? Tiffany, she was not able to make Robinhood work for some reason with the bank, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, I have a different number. I changed my bank account and
Do you think because the owner of Robinhood is Russian, that's why they do it?
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Of course not.
He's American. Actually, I think he was born here by Russian parents. Vlad Tenev. He's billionaire. He's a billionaire. Say hi to him live on air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again
All right,
next
so
week.
both of you, you understand that holding SLNA, this you have to look at it tomorrow and sell it. If it goes up, you sell it, you take your profits.
That's right. You buy
Don't.
low, you sell high. I saw the movie Trading Places. Great movie. You buy low, you sell high.
All right, don't
All
get
right, everybody.
don't get caught holding the bag.
And don't get caught with your pants down unless you're into that. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
I love you guys. Thank you. That was a great show.
Love you as
Hey,
well.
Bye.
bro, you have to send me the recording because
I
this
already
I.
did.
He did.
It's in your inbox as we speak.
He did. He did.
Oh,
It
really?
came.
I'm gonna be able to download the show and re-edit it.
Awesome. All right.
Yep.
I
Yeah. When
guess.
you do that, put it in YouTube and send them to me. Okay, George.
Yeah. I'll be cutting it. So.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're gonna shut us
Okay.
off, Chris?
Yeah. No, that was a great show.
Yep.
So, you guys
We'll see
have the last
everybody.
words.
Until next week, Tiffany.
Okay. That was it. Oh man, what an article. I guess we're gonna stay live for a minute.